it feels like it does exactly what it says on the tin. They feel amazing. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. That just feels all in sync with how I'm moving. It's hard to describe, guys, this one, but...
So we'll kick off into a shaft test, eh?
Yep.
So we'll use our optimizer here, which is going to give us an idea of what type of shaft we need to get you into. Once we work that out, we'll try a couple of different heads out, see what sort of ball flight we get.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Sounds good.
So you're going to kick off and get a few shots with this. Very good. But in regards to the numbers, so the shaft optimizer is measuring a few different things about how the shaft is being loaded and bent throughout your swing. So for you, we're generating an average of 90 mile/an-hour club head speed, so pretty quick, right on the top end. Tempo we measure as a change of direction from backswing into downswing, so how hard you load the shaft through transition there. These are a 1 to 9 rating, so you're just moving on to the slightly stronger side of the median there. So that's going to push the shaft weight up a little bit, give us something a little bit heavier to match out that movement.
Yeah.
Toe down, kick angle and release factor are how the shaft is unwinding back down on the way to impact, how much the shaft droops downwards and kicks back from loaded to unloaded. These measurements here are going to have a bearing on the type of tip structure that we need on the shaft. So this will match for weight, this will match for tip flex. Shaft lean and attack angle we use later on for what we call the loft threshold, so the lowest lofted iron that you can launch correctly.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to those numbers later on. At the moment we're just talking about shaft. So for you, we're suggesting something right up in the top end of the shaft flex area. So 125 gram, 130 gram X-flex shaft, something really heavy. Now, I know a little bit about you, the shaft optimizer doesn't. So I know that you're not playing a lot of golf these days. You've got a few things going on outside. So these big heavy shafts might not be where we end up. I don't think that's where we sort of belong for you personally. This is purely data driven. We'll try some of them out and then we'll try something a little bit lighter as well.
Yeah,
all right.
Sounds good. So with Lionel, I tend to like to get a little bit flatter, just to, for one, I have my hands quite low through impact, but also I don't like the left miss. Yeah, so flatter tends to suit my eye better as well.
So you used the 245 head for the last year, so we'll work with the new version of that, the M15.
Yeah.
While we decide on what type of shaft we like. So we're going to start off with the Project X 6.5.
Yeah.
Okay, so the M15 is a hollow construction, so in the longer irons, it's got a tungsten weight inside of the bottom, suspended just off the sole, so that's going to help with launch and spin, but it's a fully hollow head in the longer irons. Blends down to become a more solid head in the short irons. The tungsten weight disappears through the middle, so it's a progressive set all the way down. So give you that forged feel, but a bit more power and speed out of the long irons. Yeah,
so I found the last couple of years with the 245s is, and people see it in my bag, they say, oh, you've got blades. I think, well, they look like blades, but they've got quite a bit of performance in them. So
yeah, whole idea to look like that from a dress, but a bit more power under the hood.
Yeah, all right.
So we have 3 shots with this.
So I've just always liked the feel of Project X shafts for many years. I don't know why. It's interesting that comes out as #1 pretty much every time on the shaft optimizer, so there's obviously something to that. We'll see how it compares. I'll try a few others. Yeah.
Alright, nice. So we'll swap that over for the Diamond Gold X100.
Feels good. I could definitely, that felt a little bit heavier. Was that?
Than the shaft you've used in the past?
Yeah. What was?
You've been the 6.0s and this was the 6.5, so it's about 5 grams.
Okay, yeah. Beautiful looking irons.
What's your more favoured shot direction?
A little fade because I'm not playing much at all. I just feel like I control it a bit more. Just swing through, hold the face a little bit. My bad shot is when I get hooky. It's why I don't like my lies standard or upright. I just like to take out the left side of the course. But I do also like to be able to work it both ways. The fade's a little bit easier under pressure, like doing this video. Feeling a bit under pressure. So I can relate to anyone that has a fitting with any club fitter. It's quite nerve-wracking. I've not had a fitting for about 2 years and I'm still nervous, even as a pro, so shaking. But that's like being on a golf course in a tournament. You feel the nerves and oh, there we go. Okay.
One more shaft in the 130X category.
130.
Big boy.
Yeah.
So this is the KBS S taper.
That definitely feels a bit heavier, that one, a bit stronger. Yeah.
Right, let's put those up on the screen. There's not a lot of difference there really between the three in terms of club head speed.
Yeah.
Basically 87 mile an hour across all three shafts, so no real change there. So even they're throwing the spin numbers up there, pretty much identical across the three, just under 7,000 with all three shafts. Carry distance as well, basically 1 to 1.5 metre carry distance difference between the three. So across those three, nearly identical in terms of the data performance. What did they feel like? Did you have a preference feel-wise?
Yeah, the first one, maybe because I'm familiar with it, the Project X felt better.
Yep.
Not too heavy, but just, you know, just felt like I could just time that. And it's a nice grouping here with the carry distances.
Yeah, pretty tight.
Yeah.
Versus a bit of discrepancy between the contact with both of the other shafts, although the averages end up pretty much the same.
Yeah, yeah. Now I felt that project, this 130 is definitely too heavy, and given that I'm having hip surgery in 4 weeks, and you know, I'm going to take a while to get back from that, so I think we can definitely count that one out.
Put a line through that.
Yeah, put a line through that, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting any quicker anytime soon. Maybe a couple of years' time.
So I want to throw in to the mix the Project X in the 6.0. So it seems like we like that type of shaft profile.
Yeah.
And it's worked in the 6.5. We'll just see whether we get any additional performance out of going to the 6.0.
So it just feels very stable through the ball, these Project X. Like, so what's the, from a fitter standpoint, what's the pros to this for, and why might this be feeling better for me?
The Project X family is it's a bit of a love or hate from most people. That stepless shaft profile does stay very stable, very straight through the swing. A lot of people do find it is quite strong.
Yeah.
But if it does match your profile, people fall in love with it and they never get out of it. So
yeah, one of my tendencies is to get a little bit this way, so it just feels like it just.
That's that more stability through the tip end of the shaft, just helping that stay square for you.
Yeah.
So 6.0 just a little bit lighter than where we were before. We'll play a little bit softer.
Definitely feel that it's just a little bit softer there. Yeah.
How does that feel?
Good. It's just a bit light now after trying the 125. Just feels a bit quick going past me. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Have a couple more. Might just be that transition back from the heavier shaft.
Yeah.
Very well struck shots.
Actually feels a little bit light. So yeah, that's just feels like is that even a term, wafting around a bit? It's just.
Yeah, I've lost the feel of where the head
Yeah.
is throughout the swing. We're throwing it onto the table now. We've again got virtually the same club head speed of 87. That hasn't really varied throughout the whole exercise. Our carry distance has gone up a fraction. That may be a result of the spin coming down.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's sort of knuckling out a little bit and just floating a bit more. Surprising a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Could be the adrenaline of being on camera that's taking my speed up a little bit and making that feel a bit light. Yeah, that's a good point. When I get tired towards the end of a round, I'm going to be able to swing this quick. does definitely feel more, yeah, stable, that's the word.
Not much to it, is there, really, between them?
Yeah.
In terms of the numbers.
Yeah.
So it's sort of going to come down to a personal feel, what you feel more in control of.
That's going to be a tough one. that just feels all in sync with how I'm moving. It's hard to describe, guys, this one, but that just, but.
And that does align with the slightly firmer shaft. If it's suited to you, it's going to feel like how you just described, that you're more in control, in a line with the shaft and the head. It's all working as one.
Tough one. But you're dead right, when I get on the course, I'll probably be even a couple of miles an hour slower than that, to be honest. Just fatigue, hips and whatever, so.
Toggle back one more time.
One more time. Yeah.
Surprising?
Yeah, I thought that'd be too much for me now, but mind you, I'm 41. It's not too old. 6.0s?
6.0, last time.
Feels good. It just does feel a bit light in here, but look at they're coming out nicely. Let's swing a little bit smoother, maybe my normal speed. I don't know, Rob. They both feel really good.
So now a sample set of 6 shots with each, 6-7 shots with each. Really consistent club head speed. That's just basically stayed the same every single swing. Slightly more spin with the 6.5 versus the 6.0. But then your best swings there, the last couple there, they're nearly exactly the same in that high 6,000 range.
So that's 6.0 versus 6.5 there, isn't it? And then 6.0.
If you're purely working on a data-driven decision in here, it's 6.5. Throw in landing angle. So even throwing that in, it's nearly identical as well. 48 versus 47.6 as an average. We're aiming for 47, so both of those tick the box.
So it's just basically based on my feel of how heavy I want to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll move down to the M13 head. M13 is moving more to a more traditional blended cavity set, away from the hollow construction, so there's no internal weights in this. The longer irons, we've got a milled cavity underneath this badge. That gets smaller on the way down from the 4-iron downwards and moves into a fully solid pitching wedge 9-iron.
Yeah, okay.
Blended on the way down.
Yeah. First thing I noticed looking down at that is much thinner top line. Well, not much thinner, but it's certainly a thinner top line. That kind of suits my eye a little bit more. The other ones, very, very nice. Just that little bit thicker at the
Slightly
top.
shorter blade length as well from heel to toe.
This is slightly shorter.
Slightly
Yeah,
shorter,
yeah, okay. Better be more accurate then. Oh, that's my bad one there.
That's the bad one.
Yeah. That's why I like it nice and flat. Interesting. Yeah, for some reason.
The head's wanting to move a bit left on you.
Yeah. That's a little bit better.
Better strike.
Yeah.
See how carry distance has come way down.
Yes.
Spin's gone up. Speed's the same, but you've lost 10 metres of carry.
Yes.
So you seem a bit weaker lofted as well.
Yeah.
Weaker lofted, less powerful due to getting out of that hollow head design. And certainly not a straight.
Yeah. Interesting.
We can try that with a flatter line angle. And that was the suggestion from the shaft optimizer, was to go to 1 degree flat.
Yeah. Yeah, that just looks better already. It's amazing what difference a bit of line angle change can do to the eye.
How important to you is distance?
That's why I went for the 245s last couple of years ago.
Even though your club head speeds remain the same, the spin's gone up a little bit, which is what we should expect to see from that type of head.
Yeah.
But you've lost everywhere between 3 and 5 metres every shot, even on that, which you've hit quite well, I think.
Yes.
Tracked to 1.38, so you've hit it well, but importance 3 to 5 metres.
Yeah. Probably not that important if I can control the ball a bit better. Yeah, it's a fine question. That was a very good strike. Yeah. It's a bit of a pull. They're a lovely looking club, and that's where I thought I might be closer to at the start of the fitting.
Yeah, I mean, you've hit it really well. It's just that head design, it's a bit weaker in the loft. There's been a good test for that.
Yeah.
Hitting 50, 60 shots with it.
Yeah, so you mean about the spin, it just straight away, just in the carry, and the landing angle's still good.
What are you feeling with that, going back to that now?
It feels like it does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Looks really nice, but gives me
the power.
the performance. And
did you want to throw the S3?
yeah, I would just like to try it. Yeah, just to try it and see. Because traditionally, when I used to play professionally back in the day, many moons ago, I used to play blades and was okay with them. Liked to work the ball, but now you don't play as much. You've got to hit the middle of the face, haven't you? Otherwise, you drop off loads. So.
So this head now you'll notice significantly smaller. We've got no cavity at all. It's more or less a muscle back. 34 degrees loft, so we've lost loft as well.
So what's the difference between these and the S1s?
The S1 is slightly smaller again.
Yeah.
The weight's a little bit more around the perimeter of this. The weight of the S1 is more through the middle. So the same loft's very similar head size in terms of blade length, sole thickness, all those sorts of things. It should just be a little bit more stable with that more perimeter weight.
Yeah. That felt amazing. Look at the spin.
Yeah, so same club head speed again, spin through the roof, carry distance, drop the weight back again.
So you're saying I need more shaft lean for this if I'm gonna
You've got to squeeze it.
bit less,
Squeeze every little bit out of it.
bit less scoopy. All right, that's actually what I'm trying to work on. Wow. They feel amazing.
But between the three heads, that's exactly what we would expect to see. As you move down in the heads, the spin goes up and the carry distance comes back.
Yeah. I mean, they feel unbelievable.
That's
Yeah.
now more than 10 metres.
Can I just try and draw one, see if I can feel a bit of a
Everything you got.
shape on it. So we'll probably get the spin come down a touch, but I don't. Yeah, so I get the distance back up, but I don't.
Well, that's hitting a specific shot to try and get it as far as you can.
Yeah, and I don't have as much control over that. Yeah, it's not the stock shot I want to play, and even then the spin's a bit high. Oh, they feel great. Could we
You could do, yeah.
tweak the loft?
Yeah, you could do. I don't know. You wouldn't go more than 2 degrees, and I don't think that's going to find you 10 metres. It might find you 5. That's one flat.
Yeah.
M15. So I think from a pure performance point of view, this is probably where we live.
Yeah.
The others would be, you prefer the feel, the look, those sorts of things would lead you into the 13 or the S3. But if we're looking purely at numbers and performance, this is...
Yeah. It makes sense with how much I play or don't play. It's why I went for these a couple of years ago. I mean, I can toe it there and you can still get away with it. Oh, it just does what it says on the tin, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean,
Hard to argue.
it is, isn't it? Not even put,
Realistically, you could play any of the hits you like.
I can't, even
Any three of them will work.
a couple of those swings didn't even, they felt a bit wobbly, didn't even feel great. The strikes weren't fantastic. And
How does that 6.5 shaft feel now after hitting 60 odd shots? Feel like the weight's getting to you? Does it feel right still? Performance hasn't dropped off.
everything's saying that these are perfect.
Yep.
But my brain's saying, no, I need to go lighter and I need the slightly smaller top line.
It wants.
There once. Yeah, this is why we do fittings. This is performing beautifully. And yeah, whether I could manage that 6.5, maybe that's just the thing I've said to myself is, no, I've been slowing down. Maybe that's why I went 6.0s last time, was just more as maybe an anxious thing, rather than actually they're right for me. So maybe these,
In terms of the actual best fitted set, that's probably the one.
yeah.
Going into something else would be just based on the choice or personal reasons, what you feel, what you like. But from a numbers point of view,
I mean, the beautiful irons, they're absolutely gorgeous looking irons. And
I'd be going here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, as I said, you can play it, but you're
It's going to be
10 metres shorter.
way shorter, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a fair jump.
But yeah, could I try maybe the 6.0s? Because that's why I had. I know people come to me with fittings with preconceived ideas in their head, and I've done the same here. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be 6.0, S3, one flat. Like, but now I'm like, no. I'm going to try and get some shaft lean here. So those fades, when I played the fades, that felt good. Okay.
The thing that I don't like is that to try and get back to the good numbers with this, you're trying to do things
Of course I am.
to get there.
Of course I am. And I know it's my issue is I'm there, but yeah, but you're trying to manipulate your swing now, aren't you? Yeah. I think as a coach, because you know what you need, you know how to manipulate it.
Next week, if it goes well again, you're back to 1.2.
What would happen if, because that shaft does feel a little bit lighter. This coming into the fitting, guys, this was where I thought I might be, but performance is telling me otherwise. But in my heart, and this is a challenge with fittings, and you have your heart set on something, and if it's not quite the right thing for you, it's that challenge of, do you go with where your heart wants to be, or do you go with where performance is? And yeah, I'm sure many people might relate to that. And but what would happen if they were strengthened? What might you see if they were strengthened, maybe 2 degrees?
If a couple stronger, the spin should come down a little bit to that low 7,000s. The carry distances should go up. This is all
Shoulds,
thing.
yeah.
You know until you get there.
Yeah.
So it's going to gain a little bit more ground coming back to the M15.
Oh, they just feel buttery. Can I live with a 8 metre difference in carry? Maybe 4 if the loft's slightly.
If you strengthen it up, it comes back to 4 metres.
Do you know? I think I could live with that, and I think, yeah, just knowing where hopefully I might be after surgery in the medium to longer term, in the next 6 months are going to be not doing anything really much, but post that, maybe that slightly lighter shaft. It's feeling fine in here, but might be more, where I am, and then I just
Take that head and tweak the loft.
just tweak the lofts. I just love to be able to work the ball, and and just accept that I'm going to lose a bit of performance, but I'm not playing professionally now, and I just enjoy hitting really nice feeling golf shots, and M15s feel fantastic, and I think I really enjoy
Where your golf's at these days, get a set that you really enjoy.
playing, because that's why I play golf, for enjoyment now. I want to be able to play with my kids and just really enjoy it. And if and when I do try and make it back on the local tours and that type of thing, and prams, and maybe that's when I might look at more performance again. It's always that tough juggle, and
I think the more and more you think about it and speak about it, you're answering your own question,
Yeah,
aren't you?
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's leaning this way.
yeah.
Yeah.
You've been in this game long enough, you know. You can tell where I'm going. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they feel beautiful. One flat and that weight
One flat, too strong.
too strong. Yeah, yeah,
And you just deal with the fact that, yeah, it's going to be a little bit shorter than it could be,
yeah,
but so be it.
yeah, yeah,
Hit another block.
yeah.
Three
yeah,
to six instead
yeah,
of seven.
yeah. We'll have a run up. There, that's one. So obviously you're going to lose. Yeah, look through there. This is a battle between the two whites, really, wasn't it? You're like, Danny, just go the M15s. Yeah,
Ball speed's less. Which is, it does, like you've said a couple of times, exactly what it says on the tin. The M13's in the middle
yeah,
in speed, M15's fastest, S3's slowest, overall furthest, middle, shortest.
yeah,
It's exactly what it should do.
yeah.
So, yeah. Only
Yeah.
one person that can answer it.
I know. All right, well, stay tuned for the, for the final decision in 6 weeks' time. Brilliant. No,
Well, that's exactly as why we have different models and they're
Yeah.
to do different jobs. And it's shown exactly what they do.
yeah. And so, yeah, that's great. So, yeah, all right, we'll leave that one with me then.
Stand by.
Stand by. Yeah. So then, what about the threshold loft? So where would I go in terms of the set makeup? Currently, I've got my wedges at 58, 54, and a 49. 48 bent to 49.
So the loft threshold that's measured due to how the shaft lean and the tack angle calculate with your club head speed, it's going to give us a suggestion of what's the lowest lofted iron that you can launch correctly, which for you is roughly 23 degrees, which as you can see in the S3 model, if we decide to go here, it's going to say that you can launch a 24 degree 4 iron correctly. So from there you would look at either some form of driving iron or a hybrid, depending on what type of club you like in that space.